Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Yalik, and I've already tried to make this video twice, but my dog was just not having it. So I brought her outside, let her do her business, brought her back in, gave her a good play, and we'll see if I'm allowed now. So, wanted to show a hit from this morning. I was clearing my map on, I think this is my lowest level account, and this account was just raised up to dump intel. Not something that I've put a lot of attention into up till now. Lowest level account. Statues are not good. This one is a 17. I do require a lot of GBE, as you know. These are all not 17s, a 15, a 14, a 13, and I don't even have my 10th statue yet. So I'm at that point where this account could become interesting, so I was clearing map this morning to get my sculptor upgrading so that I can put out that 10th statue, which I have in waiting, and then hopefully I can start to use this guy like I use all of my other accounts. So clearing map this morning, found a shield gen base, a lower GBE available, obviously not boosted on an account like this. Not using this for ops, so not boosting. And I wanted to show this hit because oftentimes you see me do my warrior stuff and you see me do it with all of the advantages possible available to me. Either we're talking about max level accounts or accounts with great statues or accounts that are boosted in some manner, and I win and everybody's like, yep, he did his thing again. And I feel like people write it off. Not that they write it off, they just don't take it home and do it themselves, which is really the thing that gets me, because this is just a fantastic trick to learn. And I joked and said that I'm a one-trick pony, but it is a heck of a trick. It really is. This is not something that I just do to show off. This is a trick with the shield generator basis that I'm doing all the time because, for me, it is just the easiest way. It takes a bit of practice to get started, but once you start applying it, it becomes really valuable all over the place. And warriors are fast, they clear map fast, they run fast, they attack fast, they train fast, they're cheap. Just for me, using warrior is the easiest way to, smash my way around the archipelago and get wins. So I try showing other people these tricks. Every once in a while someone sends me a video or a link or something, or posts a replay and says, hey, I tried your thing. But it's once in a blue moon. I kind of don't get it, and I'm wondering if maybe the mistake that I'm making, I'm assuming it's a mistake on my end. Yeah, this stuff does take a little bit of skill, but it's not magic, and I'm wondering if the mistake that I'm making is that I'm just not breaking it down enough. So I wanted to take a hit without all of the advantages. Like I said, not boosted, not great statues, not high level, so on. Things aren't upgraded. My boats aren't even upgraded. 7 warriors per boat on this account. And I wanted to show a win that was also, this was not a particularly good hit. This is the tuna here. You can see the boost there, so confirm, not boosted. Guy's a level 60, and not a terrible base, I guess. There's things wrong with it, but it was going to be a challenge for me, and I knew that. Now that is terrible, but that's a different video. It was going to be a challenge because with the limited GBE that I have, shield generator all the way back here, this style of hit is a stretch. But last night I had pressed attack on the guy, and so I knew I had in the ballpark of enough GBE if I did it right. Started the first time. I don't know what I was doing the first time. I just needed an art to clear mines, or maybe I tried a critter. Anyway, didn't deploy troops the first time I attacked this guy because the boom mine at the corner, far right corner of the beach there, was still there. I think I might have tried critters. So this time I just went with one artillery. Didn't try to clear any other mines. The only mine clearance we did is this one boom mine right at the corner of the beach to save GBE. And from there, it's not a particularly good hit. Still gonna win. Gonna win kind of ugly. My planning got pretty bad back here. My timing on the shield generator was not spectacular. I want to slow this down though and show you what it looks like and I'll tell you what it should look like, so that people can see maybe a little bit better what's actually happening when I'm doing these, and along the way I'll tell you all of the other things that I do wrong as well, so that hopefully if you do try to replicate this, you'll do it better than you'll see here. Either way, point is, it still works, and it works wonderfully well. Plus, it's a heck of a lot of fun. Not going to spend much time here with the early part of this hit because it's pretty vanilla. We need to get back to here. Got rid of the boom mine in the way, didn't worry about these other guys. Have a troop health, that is handy. I think the troop health on this is actually pretty decent, which is one advantage. So running right up the middle of these defenses, get back to here, and we're going to put this into half times mode. Now, it is very important to know when you're doing any type of hit like this, how much damage your guys can do. In this case, I know we have a shield generator 2 here. A shield generator 3 has these, you see these coils? I don't know what you call those on either side of the generator. A shield generator 3 has 2 sets of these. A shield generator 1 just has one single coil sticking off of one side. So we've got a shield generator 2, the health on it is not high, even unboosted. I know that's going to be one swing. It is crucial to know the difference between a shield generator that is one swing, or 2 swings, or even 3 swings, but 3 swings is usually an extreme case of 10 boosted ice statues. Very, very unlikely you're going to need to know that, but you should know the difference between 1 swing and 2 swings because it changes the timing. Most of these are going to be 1 swing, and I'm going to show you the timing for 1 swing all the way back here, as far as possible from the beach. Normally, with 1 swing, you need to throw, especially the further you get from the beach, you need to throw your re-smoke. You want to time it so your warriors are out of smoke for the shortest amount of time possible. So you want to throw your re-smoke, in many cases, and it should have been in this case, just before this smoke right here, the one that they're all sitting under, expires. Alright, so we've got, what, like a quarter left on the smoke timer? It gets down to like maybe 95% or even 90%. You want to throw the next smoke. They come out of smoke, they smash the shield. Like I said, it's 1 swing, so the shield generator is dead. You want that smoke to land back, the next smoke to land back over them, the re-smoke, as quickly as possible, so that these things can't shoot them anymore, right? And then you go on to your next location. When you've done it right, there's a trick for telling whether you're doing this right or not, and we'll show you after the next part of this hit. But first I just want to show you the re-smoke timing. I did say, did I not? Hi, Cammy. Better than I would have expected so far. We'll see. So, in this case, I'm going to try to stop the replay at the exact moment when I throw the re-smoke. Bullets under smoke, warriors are under smoke. Everything's loaded up and ready to go. And I believe I throw this one just after this smoke expires. When I see the tap, it was right there. Yeah, unfortunately I don't know if we can see it, but the tap was just before this. So we're now, this smoke is evaporating. I should have thrown it a little bit earlier because watch, we're going to leave this no, actually I'm going to put this in 1 times mode because I want you to see in real life what this looks like. And I'm going to pause it again as soon as the re-smoke lands. 1,000, 2. It's like a second and a half maybe that we were out of smoke, and it was a little bit too long. Now you see how the warriors are starting to move to a different location here? That's because I was late on that re-smoke and on my next part, which is the flare. Flare hasn't landed yet. Flare is going to be on the headquarters, and that needs to be really, really fast. You throw the smoke, you throw your next flare, it's got to be immediate. So this does take a bit of practice to get used to because you can't waste any time at all on that. These guys are starting to look for new targets. They've moved from their spot around the shield generator, and that's because there's a tiny, tiny pause in their AI where after they kill their target, where they're looking or they're waiting for new directions, just a fraction of a second. And if they don't get those new directions from you, the gunboat back here, then they start doing their own thing. They start trying to think for themselves. You don't want that. troops are stupid in general. You don't want them thinking for themselves. You want them under your control, not their own AI. So I was late here, which is why these guys are moving on their own and heading different directions. I probably should have thrown the resmoke, like I said, at about 90 or even 95% on that smoke timer, probably about 90% being so far from the beach. And then the flare will follow immediately. Now we should watch over here. We'll put this back into half times. The flare should land almost as soon as we start the replay. FYI, at this point, I already know where I've already decided where I think my warriors are going to run. So as soon as you throw this next flare, you've got to start smoking your path. I had already decided that they were going to run roughly like along the path from this, what is that? Gold storage. This gold storage, wrapping around this gold storage and to the HQ. They're going to try to find a straight line as quickly as possible, so they're going to do as much curving as they can right away. They get the curve out of their way, and then they're going to try to run in a straight line along these. That was at least my thinking. So, there's the flare already. And so I start smoking that path that I just described to you. Now, from this point, my math got bad. I used a taunt back here. I suppose I didn't utterly, entirely, totally have to, but I did. Then I need another taunt here. So 3 GBE for the taunt here. And I get to this point, I've got 13 GBE, I think. And I press taunt again. Now, that was a mistake. It was just kind of automatic. As I said, there were a lot of mistakes in this hit. That was just kind of an automatic thing. I wasn't thinking. I just naturally hit taunt because that's what I always do. But taunt cost 3 GBE back here, cost me 5 more over here, and I need at least 1 shock. So you're going to see me make yet another mistake. I've pressed taunt, and now I throw a med kit, which is again automatic. That med kit costs 6 GBE. So I started with 13, and I've used 11 of them. It must have been more than 13. Anyway, I didn't have the GBE for the shock that I needed. 1 shock if you can get these 6 towers together. Really, I specifically need the 2 shock launchers. Look up, I don't have it. Or I don't have the GBE for it, so we have to improvise and we chuck some critters. You can see those critters are also low level. Not very many of them in that critter box, and they die quickly. Luckily, my warriors have just enough legs on them to finish off this hit. Oh, other advantages I don't have. I don't believe on this account, since I'm still working on the tribes, I don't think I boosted up very much. Very little. There's a warrior damage tribe going right now. I don't think that has much boost on it, if any. I think I did a couple levels. And there's a shock duration tribe. I didn't do that even. There is a resource reward tribe, which is why I'm clearing map for all this. And I put most of my boost into that to try to get up resources for other things. So, don't have the warrior tribe going right now. Still a win. Guy was, what, level 60? So, quite a few levels above me. Bit of ice going there, not building health though we see. Everything about this was a fugly hit, but it's a win. I guess the initial planning was pretty good. My thinking on the fly back here was still terrible. But, you know, with the initial planning being solid enough, that carried the day. But yeah, so not even a particularly good version of that. But I'm sure with a little bit of practice you can do better. It's just that I don't really see a whole bunch of folks trying. If it helps, I cannot repeat this enough. The timing on throwing these resmokes does change, but generally you have to be thinking ahead. If you're over here, close to the beach, and you're trying to throw a resmoke, you would throw it a little bit later. You would throw it like over here, which is where a lot of these global guys like to stash their shield generators. With the dog. I guess that means we should be almost done. A lot of the global guys like to stash their shield generators over here and over here. If it's just one swing, then you can probably wait until I did. Back here, I waited till the smoke was like evaporating. Here, that would be fine. Here, that was too late. So I should have thrown the smoke to re-smoke my warriors even before they came out of smoke, and that's really the only crucial bit to all of this is just being prepared to, being prepared for what's happening, because thinking on the fly here did not work particularly well for me. This was a win because I've got enough practice under my belt, and I knew the path roughly that they'd be taking back up here, out to the shield generator, over to here. That's all just muscle memory, I guess. If I had been thinking on the fly through all of it, probably wouldn't have worked so well. So that's where the repetition comes into play, and making it sort of automatic helps out a lot, and that helps get you the speed that you need to do these things quickly. It is a really rapid transition, I will admit that, when you're trying to use your gunboat abilities and trying to switch between shocks and flares and smokes and things like that. Occasionally, I still actually mess up with those. I'll go to try to switch quickly in the middle of an attack, and instead of selecting a flare, I'm still on smoke, and so instead of getting a flare, I get a smoke at some random location over on the map. It's just for the sake of showing. You bounce smoke, you smoke yourself up here, something like that, and then I think I've selected flare, but actually I didn't, and so then I'm trying to get up to this guy's HQ, and I try to flare, and you get one of these. Okay, it happens. Or vice versa, I'll get the other one where I'm thinking I'm throwing smokes, and then instead of somehow I end up with a flare, and I get a random flare, and my warriors start heading off this direction on the map. Yeah, and that looks pretty stupid. It's going to happen. Great way to practice this, if you're interested, is to have somebody put up a friendly challenge. That way you're not losing your troops. Well, these are all me, because these guys are stashed in a holding task force for intel dumpers. As I said, that's what this guy's purpose was. But have somebody put up a friendly challenge. That way you're not losing troops. If you fail, say, okay, do it again. And do it again, and do it again, until you get that transition down. Resmoke, immediate flare, and start smoking your path. That's all it is, and you get automatic with that. It's a good trick, but that's really all there is to that trick. It's killing these shield generators. It doesn't even have to be a shield generator. One of my friends from, let's see. Here, this guy ended up on my map with one of his other accounts, and I kept him on my map for like 2 months, just giving him diamonds and intel and screwing around with his base. I would just run random places in his base, like I'd run up to his shock launchers and flash kill one, and then try to run over to the other and flash kill that one before murdering all my troops with barrage. Just for giggles, and to put on a little bit of a show and give them a laugh. Something like that. I mean, stupid stuff. It doesn't have to be a shield generator. Just have someone post up their base in a friendly challenge, pick a particular boom cannon, and decide, alright, you're gonna die. Run your warriors up there and try to do the flash kill thing, and pick a new location. See if you can resmoke your warriors, sure. But pick a new location and see if you can get them over there. Maybe you can repeat it. That's really all it takes. Just a lot of repetition. But I think I'm going to try to keep showing these things a little bit slower, because I really love seeing people take this up. It should be a more prevalent trick in the game. I know a lot of great players. I play on some pretty good teams, and even they're not doing this, which means like I said, I feel like I must not be explaining things well enough, so I'm going to try to do better with that. Anyway, that is an absolutely fugly shield generator win. Annotated, I guess, for you. Hope it helps you. Go out and try it. It can't hurt, can it? If you got some free time available. What the heck, right? Anyway, I'm Yalek. That's the thing that I do here. Like, thumbs up, you know how it goes, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.